Good morning. I'm Lynn, and welcome to another day at Ewetopia Farms. Not sure what's going to happen today because we never know when we walk into the doors, but I do know that Arnie is going to tell people how he makes his bottle holders for the bottle babies, because someone from the United States called us yesterday and was curious about that because he's lambing right now. So that's one of the things, and the rest is you'll find out as we find out. So stay with us. Okay, right now, this is the first surprise of the day. And for once, it's not a dead sheep, but live sheep.
Not me then.
What?
It's the lambs.
I'm not talking about you. Are you a dead sheep? So this girl, she just had her lammies. She's got lots of milk. The lambs haven't figured out how to nurse yet, but give them a chance. They were just born. And apparently she's a very, very proud mama.
You can't get the
I'll show you how to put it on, Arnie. Yeah, you don't push them towards it. You actually stick the nipple in
That's what my mother did with me.
their mouth. Here, hold this and I'll show you how it's done. Hi, little guy.
She's a little nervous. I don't know if she's I don't know if she's a first timer or what. I just fed them milk, tubed them, so.
Oh,
just leave him.
but he's not too cooperative. So that's how Suffolks are different from the white sheep, because Suffolks, they're stubborn about nursing, and they certainly take their time about it.
They're a little like Arnie.
Yeah, real stubborn, hard to get along with. The little white ones are generally up and bunting right away. Isn't she pretty?
Yeah, she's a very stylish little sheep.
And so he's a little boy. What's the other one?
Boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl.
A millionaire family, isn't that what it's called?
That's what you call it. Oh, he's shivering.
Well, I just gave them milk, and they were a little stressed out in the pen. And it's cool here, eh? I can shut that door, actually, if you think it's drafty.
Well, it's supposed to be warm today.
But they'll start nursing. They just got fed, so. Yeah. I gave her hay.
You have beautiful lammies.
She's not happy here, I can see, but she doesn't want to be on her own, eh?
Yeah, usually these jugs would be full, right? Now, we do have a white one that's probably going to join her shortly. And then she won't feel so alone.
But anyways, I'm done this barn.
Okay, this is the story I've been delaying giving you. But I'm going to tell you today, because it could be her last day today. She's been hanging on for a couple of days now, but this is Sally the Shetland. And she can't get up anymore. We've got hay and water for her, but she's not drinking anymore, and I think she's going into a coma. We thought she'd have passed away today, but she's still here with us. She's 17 years old now, which is the longest I've ever seen a sheep live. And she may stay with us for a little while, but she's weak and she's not eating. But you see that she's still fairly alert. I just woke her up now, but she can't get up, so I have to keep positioning her. And so I first got Shetlands in 1999, and she would be my very last one. So it's a sad day. She's had an extremely good life, because when she was born, after that, we didn't breed Shetlands anymore. And I sold most of them off to pet homes and fiber homes and breeding stock homes. So she basically just lived here as a pet. She had no purpose whatsoever. And she was never friendly. I could never touch her. when we wanted to do shearing, she was like the sheep we had to catch, because during shearing day she would run like crazy, leap over the feeders, leap over the pens. Like, it was always chaos for us and the shearers to try catch her. So she's had a pretty good time here, a real life of luxury. So I mean, but the sad thing is you have to watch them die, and death is never a nice thing. No matter how nice a spin you try to put on it, it's not nice. So anyway, I've been holding off telling you this, but I thought it was time to let people know what was going on with her. And now we have Big Betty, who's going to take her place as the mascot on the farm. And yeah, bad news. And our triplet ram lamb here, the bottle baby, he's grown so big that he can't fit into the creep area. So we have a double gate here where I can let him in with the family group so he can drink water and stuff. And then I'll open the gate up and bring him over to eat creep feed in the creep pen. And I'll let him outside to play with the other lambs. And then at night I'll make sure he goes back in the family group where he has access to water and stuff. But he still wants to eat his creep feed, but he can't fit in. And that right now we've got quite a few ram lambs in the February group as well that are getting too big to fit through the creep bars. So Arnie's doing another sales barn run on Monday afternoon or Tuesday. We're gonna get some of these big boys and bring them over to that barn. I'm gonna mark the ones that'll be keepers, but that way they can be fed at the feeder with all those lambs in the lamb barn and won't have to grow through a creepier area. But this guy, this is a big triplet. He doesn't have a name, and I'm not gonna name him till I know what's going on with him. Although this guy, he is definitely a keeper. He's a grade, I can't register him, but he's phenomenal. And oh my God, he knows his name, he comes, he's so obedient. He'd be a great commercial show sheep because he's a big boy and he's just so negotiable about being handled and moved around and stuff. But he's a good news story. Really nice boy. Hey, sweetheart. Yeah, you're a big boy. Do you want to go in the family group? There you go. You're probably thinking maybe you'll go outside today. He's such a big boy. Here's another one that people like to see. Hi, Lenny. Hi. Come on over. Say hello. Oh my goodness, you've been eating alfalfa. You got alfalfa and all in your fluff. Yeah, you do. How did you manage that? Excuse me, right now we're trying to look at Looney. Hi, Looney. Looney's another one of those lambs who is never a bottle baby. There's no logical explanation why she's so affectionate. Some are just born that way. Because Toonie, her mom, is not really a sheep that I can go up and pet at all. But Looney, from day one, like even in the jug when she was born, she would come over to you. And she still does. Oh, you're just special. You are. Even if you do get stuff in your fluff. Yeah. You're really nice, Looney. Anyway, someone said they wanted to see Looney again, so if I see somebody that we all know or is looking for some attention, I usually try to stop each day and have a look at those ones. Oh, Looney, you're so special. What are you doing? What are you doing nibbling on my hand? So sheep can't hurt you when they do that. Although this guy here just pinched me. But they have no teeth on the top, just on the bottom. So it's not like they can clamp down. They have top and bottom teeth at the back of their jaw, but at the front it's just on the bottom. Can we show them your teeth? Can we show them, do you think? It's kind of hard with one hand. There they are. You guys, there's so many sheep now coming. Who are you? We don't even know who you are, but you're here. Hi, buddies. Oh, I gotta get up here because I'm starting to get swarmed. Oh, Looney, you are a precious girl. But hard to believe that in this February group, there's some really struggling to get through this creep area here. So what I'll do after the next load of lambs goes away, because I don't want these guys to get mixed up, because they will appear smaller than the ones in the other pen, so I don't want them to get shipped by mistake. I'll probably mark the ones that I think are possible keepers in this group, because there are quite a few nice ones in here. But it seems like just yesterday. Like, it goes way, way too fast. But, yeah, these, I feel like these are this is the baby group. And you can see, like, look at that ewe lamb, the size of her already. That's a big girl there. So these guys aren't weaned yet, but they're gonna be weaned shortly. Can you fit through the creep area, sweetheart? Or are you getting a little wide-hipped for that? It's not like they don't get feed if they don't come into the creep area. They've got water on that side. All the water troughs are on that side, and they have access to the hay, and moms get grain. It's just that the creep grain is here longer throughout the day. So we ideally like them in here so that they can get that extra nutrition. But it's a little bit of a squish for some of them. Looney, can you fit through? I think you can. See, they have to kind of squash through. So this pen is going to be weaned. Probably in the next week or two. And I'm just finished the chores in this barn with the February lambs, and a bunch of them I see came outside to play. They've had their creep feed and now they want to come outside and romp around, which is what we like. Today that is when the temperature is starting to climb again. Funny weather. It's gonna go hot again over the next few days, and then it's gonna dip down into cooler temperatures again after that. For shearing, and we're in single digits. So yeah, spring is a transition month for sure. It doesn't know if it wants to stay winter or move on to summer. But I know the lambs like it because they get to come out and play now. Most of our wrapped hay is done now, and we've been getting quite a few more good bales lately. I imagine this one with the pokes in. We understand if there's a poke in it that it's probably going to be a bad bale, but these bales that are solid should be perfect inside. They have no leaks whatsoever. And this is our pile that's going to be sent away to our neighbor. We've done some research and we've talked to various people, and people have recommended doing 4 layers of wrap. We generally do, they've been recommending 6 layers of wrap, and we've been doing 4. So next year we're going to try the 6. We're going to follow people's advice and see if that makes a difference. If it doesn't make a difference, that's a very expensive proposition to add more plastic to them. But if it does make a difference, it's a life changer. So we got to try it. So you got to stick with us for a whole year to see how our wrapped hay turns out next year. This time too, because it seems like at the beginning of the year the wrapped hay is fine, but once it starts getting into these temperatures where it's warming up again, that's when we've started noticing that it's acting up. In the lamb barn, Arnie had to fill up the creep bin again, so that's why the creep grinder mixer's here, and he's just feeding the lambs in this barn. These are the ewes on this side, and these are the rams on this side. I haven't trimmed the wool off that little guy that I marked the other day yet, but he is a beautiful ram, so I don't feel bad about it. But yeah, like I said, what they don't know doesn't hurt them. He'll probably turn out to be the best ram. There he goes, one guy running there happy. Unfortunately, another 30 probably are going to leave here on Monday. And then we're going to start the process of selling the ewe lambs. We'll be calling up all our customers and telling them that they're ready to go for them to come pick them up to choose them. I know we got quite a few 4-H people wanting to show some of them, so they usually like to come in here and pick their own, which is nice. Everybody wants to show the Suffolk lambs, but we're going to see if we can convince some of the 4-H kids to maybe pick up a Dorset as well, because yeah, the Suffolks are really impressive and stuff at the show, but if they want to have a bigger chance of winning a ribbon, get in the Dorset class and promote the Dorset sheep, because the Dorset classes are very small. Well, a lot smaller than Suffolk. Suffolk is the biggest class because, like we always say, Suffolk is the king of sheep, or queen if it's the ewes. First thing we do when we deal with the ewe lambs is we sort out the ones that we are going to keep for ourselves. I don't know how many we're going to keep. At least 10 from each breed though. So we'll pick out ours, and all the rest are free for the people to come pick and choose. And yeah, picking for us is really difficult because yeah, luckily there are a lot of good ones in here, and that's the way you want it to be. And you think you've picked the best, but you never know. Everyone's looking for different qualities. So I always find it interesting to see what other people are choosing when they come to pick. Some people want taller, some people want smaller, some people want wider, some want the fine showier styles. Some want narrow chests for ease of lambing. Even though we recommend against that, we don't have too many narrow chested sheep because we do not select for that quality. That's a cull quality in our minds, but everyone has their opinion on that one. But these are the girls. One thing I notice in general is that the legs are improving on the sheep. Suffolks we never had a leg issue with, but Dorsets were more of a problem, and they seem much, much better now. Now, that one there, she moved her leg and is standing better. But still, those legs there are much better. Oh, and we got a little ram lamb still in here. He's snuck over. He's totally safe because he's not going to the market now anyway. He's way too small to send to the market. And it looks like we have another little ram lamb these little ram lambs get in here because they've popped through the feeder. Here's my fluffy face guy. Hi. With a mark on his back, keeper mark, and a pair of scissors. So I'm gonna see what I can do with him. And here he is. He had a little trimming, and look at how handsome. Not too much, just a little bit off around there. Not too much off. Yeah, and look at how handsome now. You are handsome. Yes, you are. Yeah, you look handsome. You really, really do. So you deserve a dot. Yeah, that makes you smile, doesn't it? That makes you smile, and you got a lovely smile. You do. You do. You look so handsome now. After lunch now, and I'm just coming in to check on these two. Hi, how you doing with these two? Oh my goodness, you're filling quite up, honey. Are they drinking? Should I help them? Because you look like you're about to pop. I'm going to see if I can get them to latch on, because her udder looks quite engorged right now. Because her udder looks so engorged, and I didn't see the lambs nursing. They weren't crying or anything, but they didn't look full. So we just gave them a little bit of a tubing from her own milk just to keep them topped up and stimulated to nurse off her. She's looking really, really tired now, so I'm hoping now that the one's already fast asleep, hoping he'll fall asleep too, and then she can maybe lay down and have a nap. The other one just collapsed too, so I think they were hungry. Now they're gonna have a nap. Off to feed the bottle. I have Leonard to feed now in the coverall. I'm over there where Leonard is, and I just saw this ewe lamb laying here. This is what a Dorset really should look like. She's got all the characteristics of a Dorset that I like to see. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, I had shorts on, and all the other ones were jumping on me, so I had to put them away so that Leonard could be fed in peace.
Ready? Are we going?
Yeah.
Hey. So this is Arnie from Ewetopia Farms. Shut.
Yeah, they're like, we know that already.
So just had a person call in from Wisconsin, our neighbors, and he's having a few baby lambs that need to be in the bottle. He doesn't have the machine, so I'm going to tell him real quickly how I made this little invention here that we made up because we don't have a machine either. So I just tell you what I use. I think this is piping for a towel bed. Plastic piping. Ben, come on, please. So we actually use a 4-inch pipe. Works the best. Any plastic pipe will do, but this pipe here is I don't know what type of pipe it is. So it's a 4-inch pipe.
4.5, right?
So they come 10 feet long. We cut them in half. These are a 5-foot one, which you can make them any length you want. So all I did was is I put it in the shop, and you can't see it now. But what I did was I took a magic marker, drew a straight line right down the pipe to keep all my holes in a line, and then every every 5 inches, so I started 3 inches from the end. I put a little X, a little line, a mark on the line. So every 5 inches, I put a line, every 5 inches. So the line, every 5 inches I marked it to keep all the holes in the line. And what I did was, then I drilled my holes every 5 inches apart. And then I flipped the pipe over. So I'm going directly on this line. I put a line directly opposite of it. Again, I marked my holes all 5 inches to make sure the bottles would line up. Every 5 inches apart, we drilled the hole. And the reason why we drill the holes of this size, so we use these bottles. So some people use the pop bottles, but we prefer these bottles because the nipples are a little more friendlier and the nipples are a lot stronger.
They last longer.
Last longer, I guess Lynn says. So what we're trying to do here is, the hole is about a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch bigger than the bottle, so the bottle fits in pretty easily. And the hole on the other side is important because once the bottle falls in, you want it to fall down in that position there where it's resting on the bottle, not resting on the nipple like that. You want it to fall like that. So this hole here is a little smaller than this hole, because you see with the bottle. So this is a smaller hole and this is a larger hole. So you want it to kind of hug the bottle. So and you don't want it too tight, okay?
Turn it up so we can see what it looks like hanging on.
When it's on the wall, and I'm gonna drop the balls in just like that, and they're in there.
And they're on an angle.
So yeah, you can see. So this is the wall. Pretend this is a straight wall. You can see the holder is a little bit on an angle. It's not like that, straight up and down. It's not too flat where it won't run out. It has to be sure that all the milk comes out. So don't ask me what that angle is. I'm not an engineer. I'm just a farmer.
Looks like a 45.
I think it's a 44.
Yeah, probably. Because we won't agree with anything Lynn says.
So that's how I made it. So, but it's really important to keep your holes lined up that the bottles don't start going crooked. You understand? So start off 5 inches all the way down, 5 inches apart. And you can buy these little kits at any hardware store. And you can see they have all the different size of it's a wood kit. And it's got a pilot hole, so when you drill into the little X, the bit doesn't move around. See, so they fastened onto here. So I'll just show you for a second. So once you put your bit on there and you have your little pencil mark there, you're going to drill a little pilot hole so it won't move around. So it'll be a nice clean hole. And this just goes into a cordless drill bit. So you can buy these. You can buy these little kits. They're about $23 at any. Well, now they're probably about $44 at any hardware store, and they have all the different sizes. It's a wood kit for drilling holes.
But it cuts plastic, no problem.
No problem. Yeah, with a cordless drill, it goes right through it. So you're drilling a smaller hole at this end, a bigger hole. So it depends your bottle size. So the hole's got to be at least a 1/4 inch bigger than or half inch bigger than the bottle, because you want the bottle not to be tight. When you're feeding, you just want to drop them in nice and fast.
And this one holds 12 bottles. But and when they're little, it's okay to have them place the bottles side by side. But I find when the lambs get bigger, I tend to put them every other one, because their body, there's no room for them.
So how many holes are in here?
12.
So 12. So if you had the full length of pipe, you could have 24. Or a lot of them we have them cut off. We're only using a
yeah, we cut them small, and then if we have only a few bottle babies, we use the smaller one, and if we have a lot, we can just string them up in line. So now, how did you attach them to that wood?
So I'm just going to tell you that. So the problem I had before, I had a hard time keeping this from flopping around. So what I did now is, if you come over here, I took a piece of 2x6. It's about 10 inches long. And I actually drew a pencil mark of that circle on that wood. So I cut like a half moon.
Yeah, you made like a template.
Yeah, a half moon. So it fits in there quite snug, you see? So now I can just fasten it now I can just fasten it to a wall.
How did you fasten the tube to this?
Well, I'm not there yet, Lynn. I'm not there yet. So anyways, what I did was, once I had the round hole cut that fit in there, I drilled a 3-inch hole here, and I drilled a little pallet hole at the back. So then I put a wood screw right through that hole, right into the wood to hold it. Do you understand that?
Well, I'm going to ask you a question because you said you drilled a 3-inch hole, but that's not a
No, a 3/8, I then.
Okay.
Did I say 3-inch?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, a 3/8 hole.
So 3/8 hole.
Because the screw has to go through there to get to the back.
All the way to the other side.
So once you get done drilling these holes out,
You can't see it from in here.
no,
but
I'm going to show you.
Can.
Once you get done drilling these holes out, see? That's going to be your washer now. So you're going to set one of these right in here. And when you put your screw in, then the plastic won't break with them being so rough with it. It's like a little washer. It makes it a lot stronger. So you put it in there, put your screw right through there, right in that little hole.
Yeah, I have to have an awfully long bit though, right?
Yeah, I get a 4-inch bit. You can
bit?
buy them from a hardware store too, or a screwdriver.
Yeah.
If you want to do it manually, if you don't have any cordless stuff. Sure. And then I just fastened those blocks of wood to a board. I use plywood, a 3/4-inch plywood. Fasten them to there. So you see it's quite firm. And we always use the gates. So I have a couple scrap pieces of wood there with screws in. So we would fasten them to the right height. Depends how big your lambs are. And well, this is outside wall. We
usually have them on gates.
Yeah,
but
so we fasten that little scrap piece on the other side, and it'll just hold it right there.
So this scrap piece you see here is actually usually off, and we put it on the other side and screw them together like a sandwich.
And that's how we do it. We don't have a lot of bottle babies. So that's the way we've done it. And if that helps that follower in Wisconsin, I'm hoping that's all the information I should give them.
Larry it was.
I think it's Larry.
Yeah.
Love to make him one, but it's just too far to get there.
Yeah.
But if Larry wants to drop in this weekend, I can make him one up.
Yeah.
But that's what we made. It's cheap, handy. I mean, it's just something
they take down and put up real easy. Right now, this is a dirty one. It washes easily once you're finished, and you got no more bottle babies. Easy to wash.
For the summer, we just wash them down with some warm water. They'll clean right up, and we have 4 of these now already in different pens.
And so your holes, you have to use whatever bottles you're using to measure those holes.
Some people use a pop bottle.
So we can't give you a standard size hole because it depends. The pop bottles are very common with the little Ketchum nipples, but we've switched to these bottles. We like them better. So we had these all made for the bottles, the pop bottles, but we switched. So we had to change. Arnie had to remake all these bottle holders.
So I can make this whole thing here, if I'm in a good mood, in about 45 minutes. If I've had a rum and coke, you're going to add about 10 minutes to that.
If you're in a bad mood?
Well, bad mood or had a couple drinks.
Oh, I was going to say, if you're in a bad mood, I find you work faster.
But it actually, to be honest with you, drilling the holes look a little bit of a lot of work. But it actually, once you have your bit in the drill and you have it all marked out, you can just pre-drill your holes. It goes quite easy. I found the wood was the hardest thing to cut because you should have a bandsaw for that, and I use a keyhole saw. So that took a few minutes, but it's a cheap way to do it. It's
works well. You have to train the lambs to go on these bottles, just like anything. Some take it first time, and others take like a week to learn it. But you just have to be patient.
I think the nice thing about this is, if you want to mix the bottles, is the lambs are going to stay with the mothers. With the machine, the lambs are going to become orphans, would you call it?
Yeah.
And they're going to be pulled off the mother, so they don't have the mother connection anymore. So now these are in the same pen as the mothers. Once this lamb is fed, she goes right back with the mother. But whatever, it works for us. So if that helps Larry in Wisconsin, I think that's the dairy capital of the United States, I think. You can correct me on that. Is that true? I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know, Arnie. I'm not Larry.
I'm pretty sure Wisconsin is the dairy capital of the United States. There are neighbors. Just so, your neighbors, eh? How long would it take you to drive there?
2 days.
I guess not. You know what they always say, eh? Your best neighbors are the ones far enough away.
Oh, you got the rams outside too?
Yeah, they're outside.
I want to show you this lamb.
So this is done. You done with this?
Yeah, we're done with this segment.
Okay. There you go.
We're going to go to one more segment before I end the day. I got to show everybody the cutest lamb ever. And I just went in the house because I found her this morning and I thought, oh, I'm going to find out who she is first. And I know who she is, so I'm going to find her again. Okay, here she is. I just disturbed her from her sleep. Come here. Hi. Hi, how you doing? Now you gotta look at this face. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, there was one underneath. Now that scared her. Go, so here she is. And if you look really closely, now everybody's scaring her. The dogs, people wandering around. But she's the most friendly thing ever. But she's got an overbite. Come here, sweetie. Let's see how cute you are. Come here. Come here. See your little overbite? Hi. Come here. You're an angel.
The overbite won't hurt her. But you just don't want to encourage it for other families.
Well, look, she's so fluffy, unbelievably friendly. I don't know, I didn't know who she was, so I went to scan her because remember I told you some lambs, they just gravitate towards you and they're just automatically friendly. And look at her face. She's Big Betty's lamb. So I guess we're gonna call that a day. The mom finally lay down here with her 2 lambs. Hope you enjoyed your time with us today. And if you did, please give us a like or send us a comment or subscribe, even better. And I hope you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.